Cat, are you alright? Not exactly, I'm afraid. You need to deal with the crisis, don't you? I can feel it. If you weren't my sister self, I'd be really creeped out at how easily you pick up what's happening, you know that? So glad I've got you here to help keep my friends safe. I also know what it's like to have to make one of those emergency calls you just got. Whichever of our sisters is in distress, she must really need you. You have no idea, Katrina. This is big, I'm afraid. Too big, maybe even for me and my sister self to deal with. But I have to try. Can I leave you in charge here? You know you only need to call if something goes wrong, and I know to trust my instincts. So, if you get that call from me, you can be sure it's not a false alarm. Never thought I'd get to a point in my life where I wished I'd never hear from a friend of mine again. But I'm there now. Every time I get a call like I just had, Katrina, it's hard to keep the panic from taking over. But you do it. We'll keep on doing it. I know you, Katie. I am you. We'll get through this. Now go help our sister before it's too late. Truer words were never spoken. Thank you for giving me one less thing to worry about, at least for the time being. I'll let you know how it's going as soon as I can. And we'll be here, Kat. All of us. See you in the future, my sister self. And I truly mean it, Katrina. Before it's too late. Prophetic words from a woman who somehow knows what's going on without really knowing. You sensed that time was short, and you knew that this situation was more than just a localized incident, restricted to one timeline and one of us. Yet you still put yourself out there, stepped forward willingly to help. So, yes, we'll get through this, together. It's you and my other sister selves that give me the strength to face this challenge, this space-time dilemma, and try with all I am to find a solution. Thank God for you, Katrina. And now I'm on a fast track forward to that beacon in the future that's my new sister, Catherine. Not far ahead now. I can see the new guards arriving. Now, skip forward about 6 hours, very fast. There's my sister self, watching the blur that's her office. And here, I slow to 7:22 p.m. Oh my God! Kat, how did you get here? That's a question we'd all like answers to. But the important thing is, I'm here, and I see the handiwork your supposed security personnel have left for you, Catherine. I'm sorry I didn't see this coming. How could you? Unless you'd stayed by my side the whole time. I suppose that's true. Once I'd talked to you that first time, given you a new direction and the hint about the light, it was always a new timeline. What I've already seen will not come out the same now. I'm not even sure what you just said, but I'm so grateful to have you here. What do you suggest we do? Get you to your friend's house, and then find a place for all of you to hide. You stay low while all this goes down, and while I figure a way around it, if that's even possible. What about the rest of the world? The political takeovers that were threatened by the end of the week. Can't we do anything more to stop them? What have you managed to do already, since I saw you on Wednesday? Put all law enforcement personnel on alert, escalated the threat concern through political channels, so it's being taken more seriously, not just in this country, but globally. And for all the good it's done, heightened security in our building here. Don't blame yourself, Catherine. For your staff, for what's happening in your own office. These are some very bad people, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about before we hop over to try and pick up Stacy and Alistair. What do you know about these internal terrorists, as you call them? Give me something more to go on. I need details if I'm going to have any chance of getting in their way. Don't try, Katie. Of all the things I could tell you about them, that's the one I know I have to say. You can't take this on by yourself. They're too big, they're too influential and too well organized. And the irony is, that was our own doing. By our, you mean your government? Of course, our government, but that's not where it ends. They are, for want of a better word, interstitial. They survive in the cracks like weeds, a parasitic agency invisibly thriving in our midst, and like weeds, growing unchecked and unnoticed, until it's too late. I don't understand. How can you know all this, being only at a city politics level? And considering how carefully concealed their activities are, blame Alistair. He's made it a personal mission to uncover their secrets, and I have made it mine to try and circulate what I know to the political people I trust without letting it leak. Or so I thought. So you think you're on their hit list, because they've worked out that you're a source. Their list is very long and very public, Katie, and it's not cluttered with the names of minor officials like me. But you're right, somewhere down near the bottom my name's probably there. A small player who had the nerve, the sheer effrontery to try and play a tiny part in making the world more aware of them. Don't underestimate your importance in all this, Catherine. You might be surprised at how much of an influence your efforts have had, and how high up the priority list your name actually is. But right now, we need to know how to track them down. Do you have any data on that? Alistair's the expert, but I know they have an operation, a clandestine team, in almost every major global center, including here. Then we'll let Alistair fill in the details. But I need a name, Catherine. What do they call themselves? Here, let me show you. An X, like the Roman 10, overlaid on an I, the Roman 1. Genius. That's what Alistair calls them. He says, though, that within their own organization, it's ingenious. Close enough. All right, hold on. Time for us to do a little traveling and begin the process of unraveling the ingenious agency before they unravel the world. Catherine, you go and talk Stacy into coming with us, and give her some idea of what it's all about. I'll hold out here in the bathroom until you're ready for me. I'd rather just come right out with it, Katie. Stacy's pretty direct and very astute. I come walking out of her bathroom, and she's going to go ballistic regardless. So, we both go. It'll make the explanation that much easier, if you say so. Stacy, don't freak out. Cat, how did you... Crap, you scared the daylight out of me. Where did you come from? Since when do you just walk in unannounced? I do have the codes, and I'm an authorized visitor. At least, I thought I was. Authorized? Yes, of course you're bloody well authorized, but strolling in here without... I didn't even hear the door alert. What am I, going deaf? Not as far as I know. We didn't exactly use the door. Sure. You've developed some technique for walking through walls, teleportation or something, right? Actually, that's not far from the truth. Right. And I can cure any ailment with my X-ray vision. Catherine, what is it all about? An international security threat. One which will very probably affect me directly, and possibly my closest friends as well. My friend Katie here is here to help us. Find a place to hide until the worst of the danger's over. You're serious? Your life is... How, Cat? How did this happen? And you didn't tell me anything about it until now? I thought we were... Cat, I thought I was your friend. Exactly. And the more I learned about how this was all shaping up, the more worried I was. Isn't that what friends are for, Cat? To help each other when they're in trouble. How could you leave me out of it? No wonder I've thought you were acting weird the last couple of weeks. I was trying to protect you. I thought if I did things right, I could make sure you were safe. Hard enough when Al called me to ask if I knew what was going on. Al was helping you deal with this, and he didn't tell me either. Why do I feel like I've just been told nobody that's close to me actually trusts me? He's going to get one serious bowling out when I see him. But you... Share everything, Cat. If you're at risk, I need to do what I can to help. Always. Don't ever forget that. I know that now. And I'm sorry. But we truly are both in danger. Al as well, and we need to go and collect Alistair now. This minute, to make sure he's out of harm's way. Are you willing to come with us, Stacy? With Catherine? With me? I have a sneaking suspicion there's more going on here than I've been told. But if Catherine's okay with it, and she believes we're all at risk, I'll grab a few things, and we can go. Quickly, Stace. Please. She took it better than I expected. She really does remind me of my closest friend. It's truly amazing how closely our lives have developed, Catherine. Including how a threat in my life is reflected in your own? Unfortunately, yes. Similar but not the same. Yet a threat that could unravel the whole world I live in, just as this ingenious threatens yours. So you're trying to fix this, aren't you? To put all of us on a different path. One where maybe ingenious doesn't follow through on its promise. If that's possible, yes. So far it's looking like a very tall order. In every line I'm connected to. Every line? What do you mean? You're just talking about your own line of existence and this one, aren't you? No, I'm not. But that's a conversation for another day, another time. Call Stacy. We need to leave. Stace, it's Catherine, with me. What's going on? Just take my hand, Stacy. Now. You alright, Catherine? They would have. Look at what they're doing to Stacy's place. Oh my God. You were right, Katie. About everything. Let's hope my success rate holds up. We better get to Alistair's now, Catherine, or I suspect he'll become one of the first victims to fall under the ingenious sword. Down the street. Oh my God, slow down. It's not far. Katie, how do you do this? It's scary. I know, but it's also a gift, and I'm not about to waste that gift, if I can help it. Right, at the corner, 2 more blocks. There. Fourth floor. That window. Ah! Katie, the whole place has been... Don't panic, Catherine. We do a quick sweep of the apartment, then we follow his trail, alright? What? You can do that? Follow him? Absolutely. And from the looks of things, the first piece of good news is that when Ingenious broke in here, the apartment was empty. How can you tell? They could have found Alan, taken him somewhere for questioning. If they knew he was the one that dug up the data I forwarded, they would want to find out who else he told, and no, they didn't find him here. There's no sign of a struggle, only indications of a thorough search. So we follow his trail. Just hold on. Does any of this route look familiar? Not at all. Could he have known someone was after him? Tried to go on the run himself? Maybe. Into the subway. This might make the trail easier to... There! It's him! On the platform! He knows, Katie. He knows someone's looking for him. Alright, we do this quickly. Nobody at the end of the platform, and he's furthest from the stairs. We'll pop out behind the last pillar, and you convince him to come. No long explanations, just make him see it's the only way. If he already knows he's in danger, he'll probably be all the more eager to come once he sees 2 familiar faces. Alright, let's do it. Holy shit! What happened? Stacy, don't panic. We're here because this is where Al is. We need to collect him quickly and leave, alright? But how are we... Where? You're fine with this, cat? Because I am most certainly not. Please, Stacy. We'll explain it all once the 3 of you are safe, but you saw what was happening at your apartment. Alistair managed to escape on his own, to here. But they'll be after him, and we need to hide him away with you. Now. Maybe I should go and get him, Stace. You're still a bit too rattled to be able to... No, let's go. None of this makes sense, but if there's real danger, then we get Al together. Fine, but try to stay calm. Stay calm, she says. I don't have a clue how I... Catherine? Stacy? How did you... There's no time to explain, Al. You know you're in danger, don't you? So it's very simple. We're here to help you hide. All 3 of us are going to find a safe haven for a while, until this ingenious threat is past. Are you with me? No argument from me. I was just getting home from work when I spotted... Never mind. How do we get away clear? I've been on the run now for over 2 hours and... I think they're close. Follow us, down to the end of the platform. Really? What, are we going running down into the tunnel? Here, Al, take my hand. Please, and trust us. Well done, Catherine. You're starting to adjust to this. And you've got them both trusting you. Doesn't feel that way, at least not yet. Do you have any plan for where we're going now? It seems to me Ingenious are already ahead of schedule locally. Things are going to get worse before they get better. And these assholes seem to have some very effective ways of tracking people down. Only if there's a link to someone like you. I mean, someone they're targeting who's given them cause to pay attention. They're very thorough and very good at what they do. But if we can find you a place that's off the public radar and where nobody recognizes you, I suspect you'll be safe. What did you have in mind? Vacation spot, perhaps? Somewhere far from here? I'm a political figure. There's no guarantee I won't be recognized, even if we put hundreds of kilometers between here and your chosen site. Let's make it thousands. Still leaves a chance, but a much smaller one. And who's going to pay for this? Without giving away who we are and putting us back on the Ingenious action list, we'll figure that out. But if we pick a spot with separate standalone units spread out over a property, we can set you up inside, for now, without anyone knowing. That should hold us for a few hours. Ah, this tropical beach resort with little huts scattered all on the water. Just the place. Do you have any idea where we are? No, but does that really matter? As long as you're hidden. If you say so. But I'm still not sure we can get away with this. Although, all this jumping around in the light beam or whatever you call it has me pretty much freaked anyway. So, getting out into the real world again with my friends will be a really big relief. Speaking of which, why are they not awake? Alert while we're traveling. Beats me. It's one of the features of this. It's only me and my sister selves who are aware while we're in here. It can be very helpful, but also a little creepy. I'm glad you said it. All right, let's give this a try. I need real air and a few words with Stacy and Alistair. How about that hut at the very end? Looks well and truly isolated. My thoughts exactly. Hold on. What in the name of... Calm down now. We've brought you somewhere safe. Safe? You've brought us to the middle of nowhere by the looks of it. Where are we? On some desolate South Pacific island? We can't say for sure, but it's a remote resort where Ingenious will have a very hard time tracking you down. And where you can all lie low. I hope. So it's your new friend Katie who brings the magic, is that it, Kat? And magic it seems to be. Every time I take a hand I end up somewhere even less likely. What in the hell is going on here? There's an organization that has plans to assume control, and I'm on their hit list. So now, you are too, and Al, all of us. Control? Control of what? The bus company? The largest fast food restaurant chain? Everything, Stace. They want control of everything. Globally. And they're positioned to do it. Starting tomorrow. But they obviously had some, shall we say, pre-paragraph business to take care of today. You, me, Kat. But Kat has clearly found some new connections too. Aren't you going to introduce us, Kat? I'm not really sure how much I can say, but maybe I'd best leave it up to Katie Anderson. Pleased to meet you, Alistair. Stacy. And sorry it had to be under such unusual and desperate circumstances. Yes, you're right. Strange resemblance to your friend Catherine, isn't there? Well, I can explain that. She's not my sister or my cousin, none of those easily digestible relations. She's me. Or rather, I'm her, from another parallel line of existence. And before you say anything, let me tell you what that means. It means I can travel between those different lines of existence. I don't know how, I just can. And it means I can travel through time, space, and just about everything else. So that's how we got here. Teleportation, you called it, Stacy? Close enough. But so much more. And I'm here to help my sister self, Catherine, navigate her way through this crisis in her timeline. As best I know how. Because what happens here, now, can perhaps give me the clues I need. Clues for what? What are you really trying to do by being here? Save lives? Starting with yours. But the problems are not confined to this line. The ripples span out across the multiverse. Parallel worlds, evolving timelines, including mine. And those of my other sister selves out there. And I'm trying to find a way to fix all of them. I think you'd gone off the deep end if I hadn't jumped around the world with you in the blink of an eye. That is one very messed up relative you have, Kat. Messed up or not, she's trying to help us all climb out of this hole we're in. And I'm with her. Katie, what can I do to help? You can tell me how to find a genius, because I am going to work out how to take them apart.